Hey guys, sorry for the lack of content lately, especially with the recap episodes, which did say was going to be like a for sure weekly thing. There's just been some other stuff going on in my life away from the channel that has actually been really sapping my energy and everything, and just really making it hard for me to just sit down and record videos. It sucks. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to get it all fixed and resolved and taken care of, though. So, anyways, where did we leave off with the recaps? Um, yeah, I can't remember where we actually had left off. I don't know. Just watch your videos, Clay. You don't know where you are. Sorry. But anyways, what had happened in our most recent session was that we had discussed with Chill Breeze what was the official envoy and kind of our cat servant. What we actually wanted for our castle for our keep, and after some some false starts and whatnot, uh, Fearsome, who had been trying desperately to stay awake until the meeting was over and instantly regretting it, had a sudden burst of energy, and I was just started throwing all this stuff out. I wanted a wizard's tower and bookshelves for for months, and just stacks full of books, spaces for experimentation, all this stuff. And I started throwing some other things out, like maybe a underground swimming pool beneath the wizard's tower, and a trebuchet because I just love the word trebuchet. There's all this just actually kind of random stuff. And I think I kind of done it partly to try and test his reactions to things, although I forgot to go, is he taken aback by any of this? What's he thinking? And try and get an insight roll out of it or something. Whoops. But it was a lot of fun to do that whole bit. Um, Especially because most everybody else had some pretty serious stuff they were doing. It's just, I mean, it was all good things, definitely things that were needed. Just like it just felt like something to be thrown in there for some extra flavor. I mean, this is D&D. It's a bunch of folks getting together and goofing off, telling stories and rolling dice. So it's got to be some funny stuff in there somehow, right? Kind of offset the fact that everybody tends to write these really dark and tragic backstories for their characters. I mean, where's the? I honestly seems like the one with like the happiest backstory out of all of us almost seems to be Al-Anon. That's probably just because we don't know a heck of a lot about him. We did talk a little bit about his background at one point when we were sharing little bits of our backstories. With the shortest long story ever from Shiro. Why do we do that? Why do we always give our characters such sad and tragic backstories? Is that some impetus for them to actually go out and do things? Maybe because if they actually had like more happy and contented lifestyles, they just want to just hang out at home or something. I don't know. Makes you wonder. But anyways, after getting all those, getting all of our requests and working out how much it was going to cost and everything, we started on the first, you know, baseline work order for everything. Unfortunately, this underground swimming pool is going to have to wait a bit, and probably the trebuchet. I'm a little sad about that. But anyways, things kind of went on for a bit. Actually, I wound up spending a lot of the session asleep because there's a lot of daytime stuff. because everybody else is obviously on a very different schedule and rhythm from the party's resident vampire. Um, I guess in the midst of our stay in the town, Shiro actually had like a secret meeting with Chillbreeze. It turns out that they were both working in the same for the same mercenary organization, and apparently Shiro is spying on us and like ratting us out to these other guys, and it's going to make some very interesting friction when the rest of when the party actually finds out in game that this is going on. I tell you, if we're not making tragic backstories, we're just trying to come up with excuses to cause friction with each other. Maybe it's one of those early on things where you just, like the first Avengers movie, where it just takes everybody a while to learn how to actually cooperate and work together. Who knows? But anyways, after a bit, we decided to actually work out our plan for the next things to accomplish. I got some more details from Zulid's historian ring ghost friend, where exactly this temple was that I needed to go to have my vampirism cured from the research that I had made. And I found out that it was going to be a little more complicated than just bathing in a pool of a god's tears. Apparently, you have to fight something, or at least the first guy that has cured his vampirism cured this way had to fight something. But it's sometimes history often repeats itself. So we'll see what happens there. It eventually kind of worked out that we were going to rescue Fatima from the wizard's tower where I was studying at before we went back to the corpse tower. And then we were going to get vampirism cured so Shearsm could function right along with the rest of the gang. And then we were going to go all the way up north to clear to the other side of the Dawn Empire to try and fix Shiro's frozen arms. And somewhere in the middle of all this, we would hopefully find some information on where we could find and rescue Jayag, since we're just like, well, as much as we want to, get him out of this predicament, we don't have any information right now, but we do have information on these other things, so let's do those first, and then hopefully we can get some details on rescuing the turtle in the process of everything else. That's pretty much much the gist of what happened. There was another on the road. There was another tense episode between Lucian and Shiro, where I guess Baheshra had been working behind everybody's backs on these really nice tabards with this heraldry they come up with for us, since we were all now, minor nobles, minor lords, and whatnot. And like you'd expect in heraldry, that everything has like a specific representation to it. Like it was like a dragon head for a Tenok with a hat, because that's the name of the group, Hat Trick. It is like, this black background is for all of us with the shady backgrounds, and then like the purple trim along the edges of it is, well, because Shearsum's skin is purple. It's just so touching that he found a way to fit something in that's specifically for Shearsum. Just warms the heart. Anyways, I guess Shiro doesn't like tabards, and he was very, very undiplomatic about it. And Lucian called him out on it, and by call him out, I mean he choked Shiro for a good little bit, told him to go apologize, and then threw Shiro over the cart to where, to the front of the cart with where Baheshra was at, to actually get all this stuff sorted out. Yeah, it's an interesting bunch we're all traveling in here. But at least now we're able to kill things a lot more quickly, which is a very nice change of pace there. I think that was pretty much the gist of it. We didn't have a session this past week, just because so many of us were sick and whatnot. And it was kind of nice for me to actually get a little bit of a break. As much as I enjoy the game, I just wasn't in the I just wasn't in the right place. I think mentally, emotionally, to really get the most out of the game. With again everything that's been going on outside of the campaign and the videos and everything. So thank you for your patience, and we'll we will recap you next time.